Somewhere when I was 14, I saw my brother playing and I wanted to try. And it was really hard because he never let me play, so I had to fight for my time.
Okay. Yeah. And was it already Counter-Strike?
Yeah, well, I think it was 1.3 or 1. Something. Yeah, 1.3.
I started gaming when I was like 6 or 7, but it was, you know, single-player games. I didn't really know what I'm doing, and then Counter-Strike arrived. My friend showed me the game, and ever since I'm basically playing. It was Counter-Strike 1.6, and I was like 10 or 11, so it's over 10 years now that I'm playing already.
When I first started to play computer games, I was around 5, maybe I was 4. We got the first computer at home. I usually started to play more strategic games like Warcraft, Red Alert, Command & Conquer, etc. And when I started to play Counter-Strike, I was, 8 years old. My brother bought it for me in a Christmas present. And I don't know, I was just immediately hooked to the game. But I played a lot of different games as well. But it was just, Counter-Strike made me coming back to it all the time. And I remember I had so much fun. I was meeting a lot of people, and a lot of friends to my family were playing. They had their own public servers, and we were playing on the servers. And it was just a really fun time back then.
I started playing computer games when I was really young as well. My brother introduced me in the world of computer games, and my father as well. When I was 7 and 8 years old, I started playing single-player games. As Mike said, I played Warcraft, Dota, and those games. And after it, I started playing 1.6 Counter-Strike, and played it for 4 or 5 years. And after it, I started playing CSGO in 2014, I think. And then I just played a bunch of PUBG, Face It games and everything.
So my story is when I was 7 or 8 years old. I remember my brother having a LAN with his friends, playing Counter-Strike, StarCraft out in the garage of our old house. And I remember just staying up until one of those guys would fall asleep, so I could take their PC and play, So I was just waiting until the first one passed out to play StarCraft with my brother and his friends, basically. And that was pretty much the first contact I had, and what really drove me to gaming, I guess. I thought it was so fun, but I also think maybe I didn't have a computer, and I saw my brother playing and everything. Ignited that flame, I guess.
Intro to games.
Yeah.
My first contact with games was earlier than I had with Counter-Strike. So when I was 6, 7, I think my brother had a Super Nintendo or something, and I was just playing the casual games like Mario Kart and stuff. And then when I got older, 11, it was the first time I got in touch with Counter-Strike, or I think at least it was Call of Duty actually. And it was the same like you said. In our home garage, he had a small LAN party with his friends, and then I was just sitting there because I found it interesting, and then they let me play a little bit. And then always when he was going away to work or something, he's 12 years older than me, and then I asked him if I can play a little bit, and then I just played. And then when I was 13, I got my own computer, and like people remember, I admitted that I cheated back then, but that was before my professional career. And then when I was 16, I started to notice that I'm actually pretty good. Also because my brother and his friends didn't want to play with me anymore. They never let me play with them on LAN parties, and it was pretty funny because we are all connected to the same router, but they would cut off my LAN cable from the LAN, so I couldn't play with them.
It's actually funny. It was, usually when I was playing online from home, people would, call me a cheater and stuff like this. And then I realized, well, if I'm not cheating and they always think that I am, then maybe something's not right here, and I should try to play more. in the tournaments with the friends, and then we started to play with friends. We went to our first tournaments. We lost badly, but you know it was a good experience. And after a few tries, we suddenly placed good, and people started recognizing us. So that's how I started personally.
It was around 2010, I guess, when I played 1.6, and we went the first time outside of Finland to play a LAN, and we actually won it on Estonia. And at that time there wasn't people playing that much professionally. It was only like Navi, Moscow 5, teams like really big names, like the best of the best from every country was playing professionally, but all the like second best or third best from the countries, they more like a hobby. So for us it was more like a hobby, and in CSGO I was 2016, something like this, and I decided to go full time and try just to quit my work and try to play like as much as I can. And then I played 1 year, only like face it and some qualifiers and everything, and then people started to notice that okay, he can play.
When I started to play professionally was 2013. I created my first team called LGB esports, and I played with some really insane players that now today they're one of the biggest players in the world. Have been winning all the tournaments, etc. That's where I started my professional career, and yeah, that's my story.
Now you're here.
Now I'm here. Short story, a lot of details, but it's gonna be too long.
I started playing professionally like last year, and everything was really quick, and yeah, now I'm here and playing with you guys.
You're excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited now.
I just decided when I was like 20 that I would try becoming a professional gamer, watching Exist, and because he's a childhood friend of mine. Watching him at events and stuff, I said, I could do that, you know, why not try? And yeah, it went good.
Yeah, then I started playing with friends, ESL and Leather, and then I got asked by not the best team, but like a professional team in Germany to like stand in for them or play a little bit. And after that, I got offered when I was 16 by Alternate, which was pretty big back then. They were the best team in Germany, and yeah, then I remember because of all these rumors that people thought I was cheating, I had to go there and like prove myself. And I went there, played on another computer with another mouse and everything, and then they said they want me in their team, and then this is how it happened. And then it just started. Back then it was like way smaller than it is today, obviously, like for you probably as well. And
it's like a step, you know, that pretty much every professional Counter-Strike player's gone through is this like cheating phase, you know, before you really like hit like a new level or whatever. Everyone accuses you of cheating, and I'm pretty sure that every player in this team has gone through that stage at one point.
I think it's gonna be so big when we realize it like better. Now it's just like a dream, but when you realize what's behind it, what's everything, everyone and everything has to do it in, I don't know, it's kind of gets me speechless because I'm really excited about this and really, I don't know, it's hard to find words on something that you are really passionate about, and when it's like a dream to get the opportunity to represent an organization like this with the guys behind it.
Yeah, I agree. It's if you would tell us a few months ago that we were gonna meet, you know, people we were gonna meet, then we just simply wouldn't believe you. And we're still kind of in a mood where we don't try to let it in ourselves, and we're gonna be pleasantly surprised in the end. I think if everything clicks like we hope it will, then it's gonna be really big for not only for us as a players, but the community as a whole. This is something new for esports, or at least Counter-Strike. I don't know about other games, but this is a step in the right direction, I think. And it's gonna be worldwide.
I feel pretty I don't know the feeling yet, because it feels like it's not true, if I can say it like that. But you don't have really like actually realized what's gonna happen and what can happen, you know. You're just been like reading texts, you know, about everything, and you don't actually understand it. So being here today and being able to meet them in person and get to know them a little bit, get to know the people behind the scenes, behind the organization and everything is going to be an honor. It's going to be great, and I hope we can do some big things together, which I'm sure we can.
Actually, I'm feeling really surprised and excited for this, since, as I already told, like I've came from nothing, and like I'm meeting the two biggest DJs in the world, and like gonna meet with them and gonna like do stuff with them, and like it's really exciting for me as well. I don't know, I just can't explain, you know. I don't know, the feeling is really great.
For me, it's actually still a little bit unrealistic, because for me, and I think for Michael, it has been a long time since we actually played under an org, like a really good one, and we feel that this one's going to be a really good one. So we've been working a lot, so it also feels like that it's a little bit what we deserve, and I'm just really excited to see how it goes. Like, I have no expectations yet, and we will just see how it is. Like, I'm happy that it finally worked out for me, because for me personally, there's this other story that constantly the players, since we didn't have an org, like went to other teams, and it just to a certain degree really like
called ourselves Mouse Academy.
Yeah, it's just very depressive to a certain point and annoying to deal with all the time again. So this is what I am the most happy about, that we now have a stable organization in the back that supports us.
I mean, I'm on kind of the same line as Kevin, but also you know, it's kind of a relief. You know, we know that this is the players and you know, the coach that we're gonna have, and we're gonna work with it. We don't have to worry about other things. We have people helping us, taking care of stuff. For us, it's just like, yes, now we can start focusing on this game fully and not everything on the outside. You know, there's a lot of focus that gets splitted up into different things when you have to like find an org or talk to people, sponsors, organize, you know, our trips or whatever. So it's a huge relief, and I'm really excited to be working with Smash the House and Smash Esports, because it's I think it's an amazing opportunity for both parties to create something incredible, and we're excited for it.